Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Maybe I should take a look. It's in a book, A Reading Rainbow. Come on, zoom-a zoom, zoom-a zoom. If you recognize any of those theme songs, then public television has made an impression on your life. The Public Broadcasting Act of 1967 provided government funding to establish PBS, the Public Broadcasting System, Channel 9 here in St. Louis, to create free, educational, and informative programming for all American viewers. Sesame Street debuted in 1969 and was an instant hit with children and parents. Today, it still remains a top-rated television show, even though it competes with cable networks devoted entirely to children's programming. Over the years, the funding of PBS has been taken into question, and stations across the nation have increased their call to help from their viewers in fear that their funding might be decreased or eliminated altogether. In this day of cable TV and internet television, or internet viewership, it's easy for people to forget that some American households don't have access or can't afford paid-for-television services. They rely on antenna TV, which is now only available through a digital television set or with the addition of a converter box. For children in these homes, PBS provides the bulk of educational programming. On other non-cable networks, there are little to no educational programming for children. If funding is lost for public broadcasting, the educational gap between the advantage, the children whose families can afford the paid-for services, and the disadvantage, those who can't, the gap widens. To me, this seems like a no-brainer at all that funding through the government, that taxpayer funding is critical and needs to stay for public broadcasting. And it's just the right thing to do, in my opinion, for American citizens. There are others who feel differently, though. Earlier this year, in 2011, House Republicans passed a bill to defund public media, specifically for PBS and NPR, National Public Radio. Both PBS and NPR went into pledge drive overdrive, desperately seeking help financially and legislatively. With the help of viewers who wrote into their senators, said that they wanted to keep their money in or with public funding, the bill was repealed by the Senate, but cuts were made in the public funding. Groups still have defunding public media set in their targets as a way to ease back government spending in our dire economic times. This is a time for American citizens to either stand up, be vocal, or continue to stand up and be vocal and let government know where you want your tax dollars to go. You can do campaigning, you can do letter writing, financially you can contribute. You can become a member of PBS so that your dollars can help support public media. You can let your voice be heard. If funding is eventually entirely cut off for public broadcasting, the bulk of the financial responsibility to support public media will lie on the shoulders of the American citizens. And those shoulders are already heavily burdened enough, and we're all suffering in this economy. I don't see how Americans can sustain that burden for long. And personally, I don't want to live in a world where there is no Sesame Street. I want to make my voice heard that that's where I want my dollars to go. But beyond children's shows, public media provides contents for adult viewers as well. It provides alternative news sources and community access to broadcasting. So I am urging everyone to support public media, both locally and nationwide. As I said, you can become a member of PBS, or you can make a donation. You don't have to wait until pledge drive time either. Locally, here in St. Louis, you can go to ketc.org to find out more information on how you can financially donate or maybe volunteer your services to work with PBS and work with KETC. National Public Radio can be found at npr.org. You can always become a member with them and donate. And locally, kdhx.org is local radio and community access. With them, you can volunteer, you can do theater reviews, you can also make financial donations. Whatever you do, you need to speak out, and don't let the voice of the people be silenced. Thank you.